This is my outlook on gold, and we are starting from the weekly time frame. And on the weekly time frame, we are still, the structure is still bullish. You get, the only thing we are having issue is that price making this made this this potentially could be a lower high zone for price to come down to make a lower low. You get, so that's where I'm, the only zone I'm having issue with gold right now is this lower high that we made. But if you look at the structure, we are still bullish because we've not broken past the last higher low that price made. But this price making this potentially a lower high zone might be indicating that we want to go bearish from the zone. You get what I'm trying to say? But there's no much price action on the weekly time frame for it to really like get a whole move or the next move that price is going to make. So we are going to go down to the daily time frame. Now, looking at the daily time frame, looking at the structure on the daily time frame, we just see that this is just bearish structure. This is bearish structure. Now, we've been anticipating for price to go all the way up to 5k, for price to make new highs at 5k, but price is not ready to do that right now. If you look at the structure, price is printing on the daily time frame. We are just making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So if you are any structure, if you see price making lower highs, that's just indicating to you that it's a bearish market. And gold respects like those structure. If you, when gold, you are seeing lower high, lower high, lower, at no point in time you should be looking for buy. You get what I'm trying to say? If you're seeing lower highs, you should not look for buys, you should look for sales. If you're seeing higher lows, you should not look for sales, you look for buys. No matter how no matter what your bias is, you get me, you just follow what market is printing. And if you look at it, you are just making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Now, I was banking on this place being a double bottom, and from this double bottom we should push all the way up. But looking at this price now, this is just telling us that price wants to continue bearish. So potentially from this zone, if you look at the price action, this was a high, a low, a high, then we broke past the last higher low price made. So we switch structure, then we push all the way up to make this head and shoulder here. This was head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and from this zone we drop all the way down to the daily support, right? We dropped to the daily support and we started rejection off of this daily support, and we are making little structure on the lower time frame at that zone. Now, if you look at this structure, this is price just printing lower high zone, and potentially from this zone I see price dropping all the way down to this support here. Yeah, I see price dropping all the way down to this support. We have to explain or break down the structure well. You see this is a higher low. So these, look at this here, this is the higher low. You see price just making lower high, sorry, this is lower high, this another zone 2, another lower high, it gets lows, this is a lower low potentially. So since we are making lower highs, we go down to the 2-hour to look at the structure price making. Now, if you see the structure here, you see how price made this on the 4-hour time frame. I'm going to start from the 4-hour time frame. This double top is indicating to us that this retracement, we are done with this retracement and we want to continue with the original trend. So after this retracement, to make this rejection, boom, from this zone, potentially where we should have entered our short was after this rejection. So this should be where we have entered our short position from. Also looking at this zone, this push all the way up was price also testing this last higher low price made. Because you look at this structure here, this was a low, this was a high, a higher low, higher high, this was a counter trend. You get a higher low and a high, not a higher high. This is a high, not a higher. So this is a counter trend. So price push all the way up to also rejecting that last higher low. So me seeing all this is indicating to me that okay, potentially from this zone we should see price drop. Now if you go down to the 2-hour time frame, the only issue I have with this is that we are at a support, a daily support, and also at 4,500, which is a strong psychological zone. That's the only issue I'm having with this, but I'm ready to risk it because of everything I'm seeing on the both the 4 hour, the daily, and the 2 hour. What I'm saying, even from the weekly time frame, I'm seeing, like I just explained, we are making a lower high. So all that is just lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So all that is just indicating to me that okay, we are bearish, we are bearish, we are bearish. So this support might not really hold. You get what I'm trying to say? So looking at the 2 hour time frame, you also see that we are making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So this is a lower high, boom, price came down. Also, this is a lower high here too. You just see how we are repeatedly making lower highs. This is also a lower high. We are not failing to make highs. If we are bullish, then we are supposed to making higher highs, higher lows. But you look at this, we are just making lower highs. Share price going lower, 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 lower. The highs are becoming lower and lower and lower. So this what is indicated to me that okay, this is a bearish pattern, and from this zone we should drop. Now, just like I said on the 4 hour time frame, where our entry was supposed to be was after that rejection, this rejection here. This rejection here, that was where our entry was supposed to be at, that rejection, and potentially target this daily low here. Now, since we missed that entry, what I'll be looking for is potentially as soon as market opens, this is a really this is really like iffy because like I said, we are on a support and it's at 4-5, a strong psychological zone. So I don't think you should enter your full position on this. I think your SL should be at this higher low, this lower high, yeah. Or if you want to play it a little bit safe. No, I think if you want to play a little bit safe, this lower high here, boom, and your TP should be here. So that's what I'm potentially looking at as soon as market opens. From that zone we'll sell, and potentially we should see price drop all the way down to this zone. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting on gold. Let's just see how it plays out. Is it how you come out like the position looks good and we come out profitable on that, or we lose the position. But yeah, we're gonna see. But like I said, this is really iffy. I'm not even going to encourage anybody to enter this position because we are still rejecting off of a support. I might just even decide, depending on how the market opens, I might just even decide not to enter the position because of this rejection. I'm constantly saying this rejection. See these candles here? You see how we are just rejecting? Nah, it's not really looking good at all. I don't know yet. I have to see how price is going to open because I was even planning to enter as soon as market opens, but I'm just going to wait and see how price plays out after a few hours. Then we'll know what to do. Yeah, but I'm looking at price being bearish. Now, just chill on the short. Yeah, chill on the short. Wait for price to give us more price action, and from there we'll enter longs because we should not be selling at a low. You get what I'm trying to say? If I want to sell, we should try to look for highs. That's where we should sell off from. Highs, not at lows. And this is a low. This is a low here. So yeah. So if I'm going to explain what I'm trying to say right now is if we are selling, then we should sell at highs. Like if I'm going to sell, I should be entering from here, from this high. Boom. You get what I'm trying to say? I shouldn't be entering from here because this is a low. You get what I'm trying to say? So right now we are at a low. So this is also a low, and we are rejecting off of this low. So just chill on the shorts, but it's looking bearish. Price is looking bearish, but just chill on the short. And even me too, I'm gonna chill on the short. Let's just see how price plays out. Maybe even up to New York section of Monday, we'll see how price plays out. Then we'll know what to do. So yeah, that's my outlook on gold. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.